Welcome to another edition of Anglican Unscripted. This is episode 228. No, he's not in England, he's in Dubai edition. I'm Kevin Carlson.
I'm the Reverend Peter Old, and today is the 12th of May 2016.
Okay, it's been quite a while since we had Peter on the program. If you remember, I went over to Canterbury and I got to meet Peter and his family. He was my chauffeur while I was in Canterbury. A lot of fun over there, but it was cold, windy, and rainy. Today you're experiencing a little bit different weather, aren't you?
It's 38 degrees Celsius out there. I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit, but basically it's three figures, right? And but it's quite a dry heat, so it's okay to walk for a little bit. And I'm in Dubai on business. I was speaking at a conference here this morning, and I was in Turkey 2 days ago, and it's been fun. It's been good. But I have a flight at stupid o'clock tomorrow morning, so I'm going to go to bed soon.
Sure. So let's talk a little bit about some updates going on in England. We're well aware of the update from the ACC and stuff like that. There was a conference this week called Thy Kingdom Come, where the Archbishop of Canterbury was calling for the nation to pray with the Archbishop of York. And I kind of support that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, less a conference, more a national call to prayer.
Sure.
So on Sunday night in my church, St Mary Brethren in Canterbury, we had all the major churches in Canterbury coming together to kick off this week. And it's a week where we've been called by Justin Welby and John Sentamu to pray for England, to pray for the country, to pray that people will know Jesus. And wow, that's amazing. And actually, it's a really big deal. You know, we've got a 24/7, but it's across the church traditions. So, evangelicals with their prayer rooms. You'll find lots of Anglo-Catholics are doing long benediction services and all that kind of stuff. And it really is. It's a big deal. Bit of interesting as to which dioceses have promoted it or not. I really hacked off my local director of communications in Canterbury Diocese by pointing out that the monthly e-newsletter on the eve of Thy Kingdom Come had no mention of Thy Kingdom Come, and that really hacked them off. But talking to a few clergy friends, there are quite a few dioceses that haven't done that. I think there's something spiritual going on there. It's less to do with media teams and more to do with priorities of senior management teams. But overall, it's been a fantastic week. I've been following it from my travels. Lots of activity, lots of prayer, lots of encouragement, lots of excitement. And you know what? God answers prayer. So let's see what actually happens. Let's see what comes of this. Often God answers prayers in ways that we don't expect, but he does stuff. And I think even if people's prayer lives have been reinvigorated and they've discovered something new, then that's a good thing. But actually, it could be just so much more. And by golly, just like your country at the moment, we need it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we woke with the news that Caitlin may want to become Bruce again. So it's a crazy
Really?
world. Yes, really. So
Really?
really, truly.
Oh, I'm just not going there. So that's
wow. So I was browsing through the Telegraph, which I get delivered here every day. And I saw an article that there was a job posting for a person to bring more priests into the Church of England. But apparently you have a priest shortage. I don't know why. I'm talking to a priest who doesn't. Are you an official priest for Canterbury?
Yeah, I hold a permission to officiate in Canterbury Diocese. Okay. Yeah,
is there
I'm good to go.
Is there a shortage or a coming shortage of priests?
I think there will be, that there is going to be a shortage, as it were. Within the next 5 or 10 years, about a third of all clergy are coming up to retirement. So, there is going to be an issue with staffing.
So the Church of England says we want to hire a couple people that are going to really encourage the faithful to become priests. And in that posting, we learned that they did not have to be Christian.
So I woke up this morning to a phone full of Skype messages and Facebook things saying, Peter, what the is this all about? And I read the job advert, and it says it's not an occupational requirement. So under English employment law, if you need a genuine occupational requirement to require that a job needs to be filled by a person of a particular faith. So to give you an example, it is a genuine occupational requirement that a priest in the Church of England should be a Christian.
Should be a Christian.
Let's not go there this time. It is not a genuine occupational requirement that the cleaner of the church needs to be a Christian, because you might like them to be a Christian, but they, let's all be honest. It doesn't matter whether you are of one faith or none. You might actually be an atheist, but a much better duster than the Christians who are available, and it doesn't matter. So this advert comes out for this sort of youth vocations sort of thing, and it's a kind of a marketing management job, but I can see that, it's kind of, if you want to promote vocations and Christian faith in the Church of England, you kind of want to be Christian. But it appears that they made a mistake. And they said, well, it's not a genuine occupational requirement. And then this was pointed out by, looks like millions of people. And eventually the Church of England, through its communications office, kind of backtracked. And to be fair to them, put their hands up and said, we made a mistake. This should have had genuine occupational requirement, believe in Jesus, on it. It didn't. We sort of, took a pro forma and wasn't made a change and so on. And we're sorry and reissued the thing. I think what was alarming for me on reflection, because I was, I wouldn't say barraged, but I had quite a number of people wanting to say, what is this about, Peter? And I was going, well, English law, and look at it. Is it a marketing job? Is it not a marketing job? Is it a management job? Do you really need to be Christian to do it? And and it's just like first thing in the morning before I'd had my coffee, and I was like, well, yeah. And then on reflection, I think around the same time that the Church of England went, we made a mistake, actually, came to the reflection, actually, this is a nonsense, really, isn't it? So, but I think for me though, it was a bit of kind of a thing that we keep on talking about when you have me on, that UK church culture, and certainly Church of England culture, is different to American church culture, and English culture, British culture, is different to American culture, and the law is different, and there are different expectations and different understandings, and we're quite chilled out about some things that you're really uptight about, and you're really chilled out about some things that we're utterly anal about. And that's just, and sometimes when you look at these things, transcontinental and so on, it's about taking away my initial cultural response and trying to understand it from the culture that it's embedded in.
Yeah, everybody knows that your job here at Anglican Unscripted is to be an English interpreter. Yes, we speak the same language, but it's not the same language at all. And I was reminded of this when I was listening to Archbishop of Canterbury talk about how successful he was at the ACC meeting, where he said, listen, I went in there, I was a little doubtful that I could pull this off, but Tech did not have any leadership roles whatsoever. We honored what the primates said, and boy, I dodged a bullet there. Went back home, and Tech went back home and said, listen, we fully participated, nobody told us what to do, and the primates can go and, well, whatever they want to do. And I'm like, well, I need an interpreter. Well, what's going on here, Peter? Am I being told a story by the Archbishop? What really happened in English speak?
Oh gosh, who knows? I think the response to the ACC is that both sides are spinning for all they're worth, and I mean, like when you guys were reporting on the Kenyan stuff, which is just magnificent. I mean, films are going to be made about that, right? Morgan Freeman is Morgan Freeman is the Archbishop, and we'll have to find some English actor and black him up as the villainous bishop, But in all seriousness, I gave up trying to understand that story because the Kenyan story was one of the most obvious signs that one side was clearly lying. Mm-hmm. Like, and I tend to be sort of cock up before conspiracy theorist, right? So I, if something goes wrong, someone seems to have done something malicious, I go, it's probably a mistake, it's probably a cock up, before I go, it's a conspiracy and they're trying to do it. No, this one just stank of one. On one side was a conspiracy. So in terms of the ACC and who got to do what and that kind of thing, well, I think both sides span it to whatever they wanted. I think it's one of those things that the Archbishop, the Prime Minister, trying to keep the communion together, and the Anglican the Anglican Communion Office is trying to keep it all together, and they're also going to make it appear that we're all happy people, and we're all getting along fine, and we all, even though we have our differences, we love each other really, and we're all one big family, and there's the Barney theme tune, happening in the background.
Let's do Kumbaya, KFC, yes.
Yeah, and at times you want to cheer along, and at times you want to ask where your bucket to throw up in is, and I guess this is just Anglican politics. On a serious note, it will be interesting to see where the Anglican Communion goes from here, because you've got the Welsh bishops voting down same-sex marriage. You've got the New Zealand Synod has just voted down same-sex blessings and marriage and that kind of thing. We've obviously got that coming up in the Church of England in the next 12 months or so. It's going to be really interesting to see where we go from here. I get a sense from reading some liberals that they're beginning to think that they're not going to win this. And let's see where we go.
All right. Peter, I want to thank you for your time, and welcome back to England Unscripted. I'm sorry we had to call you all the way in Dubai to get you. You're heading back to England now.
As I say, tomorrow morning, Dubai time at stupid o'clock, I get on a plane, and hopefully at some point tomorrow I will be back with my family. So do pray for them and ask God's blessing on them, because I've been away now for 5 days, and it's a bit tough.
God bless.
And I'm away next week as well for 3 days.
Oh,
so
All right. God bless, my friend.